What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about this whole Russia situation and some of the insane developments that have been going on with it because some crazy stuff has been going on, not just with our stock market, but Russia's stock market as well. So let's start off taking a look at a chart of the S&P, which you can see it's a chart of the past 3 years, and you can see, yes, we are on a pretty sharp decline, but I do want to point out that it is absolutely nothing compared to what's been going on with the Russian stock market. And keep in mind, all right, this was the decline due to COVID. We've since risen quite a bit. This is the decline that we're on now. We're still very high from where we were at the COVID lows. Now take a look at this, okay? The Russian ruble hits record lows, and Moscow index is down more than 30% as Putin launches this invasion of Ukraine, all right? Russian stocks are getting absolutely decimated. There are a couple of reasons why we're going to talk about, and it's not looking good for Russia. And it begs the question, how long will Russia keep this up, right? So the dollar was up more than 10% against Russian currencies as the day began, sending the ruble to its lowest level ever against the dollar. And Moscow's main equity index, the moex, fell as much as 45% after trading was temporarily suspended shortly after opening and shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine. It's the worst one-day drop in its entire history. So we're going to take a look at the chart for that. And here's the chart right here, and it actually looks like it's been doing pretty well over the past couple of years. From 2013 to now, it looks like it was doing incredibly well until you look at what just happened. All right, keep in mind, this drop right here, this is the drop due to COVID. Now, look at what happened when China or when Russia decided to invade Ukraine. Look at this. We are now below where we were at the pit of the pandemic, all right? When people were incredibly worried about this virus decimating the world, China's or Russia's stocks, I keep saying China, we're going to talk about China in another video later, but people are incredibly worried about Russian stocks, and there are a couple of reasons why, right? Russia's stocks are falling dramatically, and it says right now that their levels are at around 2,000, but if you actually look at the day chart, you can see that the lowest they got were actually around 1,600 right here, so they've been decimated, right? These Russian stocks are decimated. They're incredibly cheap compared to where they have been historically, and it's crazy to see just how big of a turn these took in a single day. Now, the main reason I believe a lot of these stocks are falling is not because of the war overall, but it's because of the massive sanctions package that is being implemented on Russia by Western allies, okay? Western allies are deciding to respond to Russia, at least for now, in a bit of a more economically punishing way than physically or militarily punishing way, right? The Western allies don't seem to really, deploying too many troops to help Ukraine out, but they are deploying a massive sanctions package that is so far decimating the Russian stock market. Now, it is notable that it's likely energy will not be included in any of these sanctions, right? You can actually see here that some analysts are expecting that Western governments will likely exempt energy transactions from the sanctions, and that is because Russia and Ukraine both produce a ton of natural gas and oil, right? Russia's role as the world's second largest producer of natural gas and one of the world's largest oil producing nations means that it has some power here, right? No one wants to lose access to Russia's oil when oil prices are already jumping 8% on all of these tensions as the invasion begins, and oil prices just hit $100 for the first time since 2014. So people are incredibly worried about oil prices, and it is notable that every dollar increase in oil prices actually nets Russia about $2 billion of revenue per month, right? Every dollar increase in oil prices, and we just saw oil prices go up a ton over the past couple of months, right? They were just 3 months ago around $65, and now they're at $97. So it's crazy to see how much additional revenue Russia is getting from this situation. It's actually, aside from what's going on with the stock market and the sanctions, it's actually benefiting them in terms of oil prices because they are just raking in money from all of this oil. I mean, the United States is even now taking oil from Russia, so there's basically a whole lot of oil headed to Russia. The United States does import Russian oil, and there is oil headed to the United States as we speak. So the United States certainly has a need for this Russian oil. However, Europe imports a large share of the natural gas from Russia, but the United States is actually a net exporter of natural gas. So we don't need Russia's natural gas, which is overall a good thing, right? We just need them for the oil, and you guys can probably expect to be seeing some higher prices at the pumps in the future because of this. And overall, likely higher than desired inflation. As oil gets more expensive, as natural gas gets more expensive, that's going to have spillover effects into all goods that are produced using those, which are quite a few goods, right? Anything that requires energy to produce pretty much uses those in some form. And transporting those goods, getting everything to the stores, getting to the stores yourself even gets a little bit more expensive. So we are expecting some higher than desired inflation because of this. But overall, Russia is really suffering stock market wise. Any Russian investors are down big, and it's going to be a tough time for Putin to explain to some of Russia's wealthy or formerly wealthy why the stock market's down so much, why he needed to invade Ukraine. So we're going to see what happens with that whole situation. I just thought I'd let you guys know about how crazy the Russian stock market is at the moment and what I'm expecting inflation-wise in the near future. So if you guys are interested in more of that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And other than that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.